You know what the hardest moment is when learning English? It's not listening, it's not reading, it's not writing. The hardest moment is when you need to speak, when someone asks you a question in English and you don't answer, when you understand everything but can't say anything. You feel like a loser. Many students feel the same fear. You're not alone. My name is Estella. I'm 27 years old, I'm from Spain, I live in Valencia, a beautiful city near the sea. I work as a professional makeup artist. Every day I work with faces, with colors, with beauty, but for many years I couldn't work with my own voice. I couldn't speak English, and this problem almost destroyed my career. But then something changed. I discovered a very simple method, a method that uses only a mirror. With a mirror, I learned to speak English without teachers, without classes, without spending money. Just me, my reflection, and my voice. In this story, I'll tell you how I did it. You'll hear how I practice every day, and maybe you'll start your own journey with a mirror today. Before we begin, please do something for me. Give me 5 minutes before switching videos, okay? Listen to my story for 5 minutes. Let's start. All stories, characters, and scenarios presented in this video are fictional. Any resemblance to real people, places, or events is entirely coincidental. The characters and situations are created solely for English learning purposes. It's 6:30 in the morning. Sunlight comes through the window of my small apartment in Valencia. The apartment is small, but I like it. It's enough for me. I'm single. I live alone. And today is Monday. Monday means work. Lots of work. I get up from bed and go straight to the bathroom. I look at the mirror. I see my tired face. My hair is messy. My eyes are puffy, but I smile at myself. Good morning, Estella. You can do this. One more day. I brush my teeth. I wash my face with cold water. The water wakes me up completely. Then I go to the kitchen. I make toast with olive oil and tomato. Spanish breakfast. Simple and good. Looking out the window, I see some cars passing slowly. The city is calm. While I drink my coffee, I think about today. I have 3 clients scheduled. The first is at 9 in the morning, a bride. She's getting married next Saturday and wants to test the makeup. The second client is at noon, a model. She has a photo shoot for a magazine. The third client is at 4 in the afternoon, a theater actress. She needs makeup for a show. Normally, I love my work. I love colors, I love brushes, I love transforming faces. But there's a problem, a big problem. Some of my clients don't speak English. They speak English, and I can't speak English.
Let me explain. I understand English. When I watch videos on YouTube, I understand. When I read instructions on imported makeup products, I understand. When I listen to songs in English, I understand many words. But when a client sits in my chair and speaks to me in English, the words just disappear. This happened last week. An American client walked into my studio. She was very beautiful. Blonde hair, blue eyes, big smile. She spoke to me in English. She said something like, "Hi, I want natural makeup for a wedding. Can you do that?" I understood everything. She wanted natural makeup for a wedding. Simple. My brain thought, yes, of course, I can do natural makeup, no problem. But what I answered was, okay, and I just smiled like an idiot. I gestured with my hands, I showed photos in my portfolio, but I didn't speak. I couldn't speak. The client looked at me with a strange expression, confused, maybe even a bit worried. She probably thought, is this makeup artist professional? Does she know what she's doing? After a few uncomfortable seconds, she said, okay, I trust you, and she sat in the chair. I did her makeup. It was beautiful, perfect, natural, and elegant, exactly how she wanted it. When I finished, she looked in the mirror and smiled. She said, wow, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. And she left happy. But I wasn't happy. I felt embarrassed,
humiliated, frustrated. Why couldn't I speak? Why were my words stuck inside me? This wasn't the first time. It happened many times, with tourists, with international models, with foreign photographers. Every time someone spoke English to me, I froze, feeling inferior and really stupid. The problem is that many tourists come here, to Valencia. Many foreigners move here, and in the world of professional makeup, English is important, very important. If I can't speak English, I'll lose clients and lots of money, and maybe I'll lose my career. I finish my coffee. I wash the cup. I look at the clock. 7:15. I need to get ready. I wear something professional but comfortable. I put a bit of makeup on my own face, light foundation, mascara on my lashes, a little blush, nude lipstick. Simple, natural. I'm a makeup artist, so I always need to look well presented. I grab my big bag. Inside the bag are all my materials: brushes, eyeshadow palettes, foundations, concealers, lipsticks, eyeliners, false lashes, everything. My bag is heavy, but it's my work tool. It's my life. Before leaving the apartment, I stop in front of the big mirror in the living room. The mirror is 5 feet tall. It's been against the wall for 2 years. I bought this mirror to practice makeup, to see my work from different angles. But today, when I look at it, I think about something else. I look into my own eyes, and I whisper softly, almost like a secret. You can do this, Estella. You're strong. You are a professional. These words come out of my mouth, but they sound strange, like they're not mine. My pronunciation is bad. My Spanish accent is strong. I don't sound confident. I sound scared. I shake my head. Forget it, Estella. You can't speak English. Accept it. I grab my keys and leave the apartment. But while I walk through Valencia's streets toward my studio, a question stays in my head. What if I practiced with the mirror? What if I spoke to my reflection every day? Would that help? I don't know the answer yet, but something inside me, something small and weak, whispers, try, just try. Now it's your turn. Think about yourself. Do you understand English but are afraid to speak? Do you freeze when someone asks a question? Pause the video now and say out loud, I understand English, but I'm afraid to speak. Did you say it? Good. That's your first sentence. Don't be ashamed. We all start with fear. Let's continue. I arrive at my studio at 8:15 in the morning. My studio isn't big. It's a small room I rented in downtown Valencia. It's on the second floor of an old building. The room has a large window that lets in lots of natural light. Natural light is essential for makeup. You need to see the real colors. Inside the studio, there's a professional makeup chair, a large table full of products, a mirror with lights around it, shelves with brush organizers, and a small sofa for clients to wait. On the walls, I put photos of my work I'm proud of. I organize my brushes. I check my schedule on my phone. My first client, the bride, will arrive in 40 minutes. Her name is Laura. She's Spanish. She speaks Spanish, so there's no problem. I'll be able to communicate perfectly with her. But after Laura, I have the model. Her name is Kira. Kira is Russian but lives in London. She only speaks English. And this afternoon, I have the actress. Her name is Helen. Helen is British. She's in Valencia working at an international theater. She also only speaks English. Just thinking about these 2 English-speaking clients gives me a migraine attack. 2 opportunities for me to freeze. 2 chances to look incompetent. I look around my studio. This is my space, my dream. I worked hard to have this. When I was 22, I started studying makeup. I took courses, I practiced on friends, I practiced on family. After 2 years working as an assistant to other makeup artists, I finally opened my own studio. That was 3 years ago. And during these 3 years, I've built a good reputation. My clients recommend me. My photos are beautiful. My work is professional.
I grab my phone and open YouTube. I type in the search, "How to practice speaking English alone." Hundreds of videos appear. Then I remember something. I remember what I thought this morning. The mirror. What if I practiced with the mirror? I look at the big lighted mirror in front of me, the mirror I use to do clients' makeup. It's empty now, silent, waiting. I walk to the makeup chair. I sit in the chair. I look at my reflection in the lighted mirror. I see my face, my dark brown eyes, my long black hair tied in a ponytail, my black blouse. I look serious. I look nervous and completely crazy. Am I really going to talk to my reflection? I open my mouth, but the sentence comes out strange. My pronunciation is bad. It doesn't sound natural. It doesn't sound like the natives I hear in videos. I try again. My name is Estella. I am from Spain. Better, a little better, but still insecure. Like I don't believe my own words. I look at my reflection. The woman in the mirror looks scared, vulnerable. I don't like this image, but I continue. I am 27 years old. I pause. I repeat. I am 27 years old. Again. I am 27 years old. With each repetition, the sentence gets a little easier. My tongue starts to get used to the sounds. My mouth starts to find the right positions. Now I try one more sentence. I work as a makeup artist. This one's harder. Makeup artist. The words blend together. My Spanish accent transforms the words. It sounds wrong. I try 5 times. 10 times. I work as a makeup artist. I work as a makeup artist. I work as a makeup artist. Slowly, very slowly, it starts to sound better. I look at the clock. It's already 8:40. Laura will arrive in 10 minutes. I need to stop. But something interesting happened. I spoke English out loud, without freezing. Sure, I was alone and I was talking to a mirror, but I spoke. My words came out. My voice worked. This small victory makes me feel something strange, something I haven't felt in a long time. Hope. Everything is ready for Laura. Exactly at 9 o'clock, the doorbell rings. Laura arrived. I open the door. She comes in smiling, excited, nervous. We talk in Spanish about the wedding, about the dress, about the makeup style she wants. I work on her for an hour and a half. The makeup is beautiful. She loves it. She hugs me. She leaves happy. Now it's 10:30. I have an hour and a half until Kira arrives. An hour and a half to practice. I go back to the chair. I look at the mirror. This time I don't feel so nervous. This time, I'll try something different. I'll pretend Kira is already here. I imagine her voice. Hi, I'm Kira. I need makeup for a photo shoot. Can you help me? I look at the mirror, and I answer out loud, looking at my reflection as if I were looking at her. Yes, of course, I can help you. What style do you want? The words come out, not perfectly. My pronunciation is still bad, but they come out. I imagine her response. I want something bold, strong eyes, red lips. I answer again. Okay, no problem. I understand. Bold makeup, strong eyes, red lips. I can do that. I continue this imaginary conversation. I ask questions. I give answers. Everything out loud. Everything looking at my reflection. And something amazing happens. The more I speak, the easier it gets. The words start to flow. Slowly, but they flow. When I look at the clock again, it's 11:40. I practiced for more than an hour. My throat is a bit tired, but I feel light. At 12 o'clock, Kira arrives. She's tall, slim, blonde, beautiful.
She smiles and says, "Hi, I'm Kira. Nice to meet you." I confess I still feel uncomfortable, but this time, when I open my mouth, something different happens. I answer, "Hi, Kira. Nice to meet you too. Please sit down." It wasn't perfect. My voice trembled. My accent was strong. But I spoke. I answered. And Kira smiled. She didn't look confused. She didn't look worried. She just sat in the chair. During the makeup session, I tried to speak some simple sentences. "This color is good for you." "Close your eyes, please." "Look up." Short sentences. Sentences I practiced in the mirror. And Kira understood everything. She answered. She talked to me. And I, for the first time, managed to answer without freezing completely. When she left, she didn't hug me like Laura did, but she said, "Thank you so much. You're very talented." And I managed to say, "Thank you. Have a nice day." I close the door. I stand in the middle of the studio, and I start to cry. Not from sadness, from relief, from happiness, from hope. Because I just talked to a client, and it all started with a mirror. Now it's your turn to try. Go to a mirror. It can be the bathroom mirror. It can be the bedroom mirror. Look at your reflection and say out loud, "My name is," "I'm from," "I work as." Fill in with your information. Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Don't worry about accent. Just speak. Say the words out loud. Write in the comments, "I practiced in the mirror today." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Imagine Puss in Boots is asking you. Let's continue. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm in my studio waiting for Helen, the British actress. After the experience with Kiera this afternoon, I feel different. Not confident yet, but different. Less scared. Less paralyzed. I use this free time to practice more. I sit in the makeup chair, I look at the lighted mirror, and I start talking to myself. This time, I don't just practice introductions. I practice sentences I use in my work every day. Simple but important sentences. "Close your eyes, please." I repeat 5 times, 10 times. My mouth starts to memorize the movement. Look up, look down, tilt your head to the left. These are instructions I give clients during makeup. In Spanish, they're easy. In English, they seem strange. But the more I repeat, the more natural they become. Then I practice simple questions. What color do you like? Do you want natural makeup or bold makeup? Is this comfortable? I speak each question looking at my reflection. I imagine the answers, and I answer back. It's like having a conversation with myself. It seems strange, it seems silly, but it works. I notice something important. When I speak alone, I'm not afraid to make mistakes. There's nobody judging me. There's nobody laughing. Just me and the mirror. And the mirror doesn't judge. The mirror just reflects. At 4 o'clock, Helen arrives. She's a 40-year-old woman, elegant, with short red hair and bright green eyes. She smiles and extends her hand. "Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for fitting me in today." This time, I don't even hesitate to answer. The immersion I did with the mirror left me ready for today. "Hello, Helen. Nice to meet you. Please sit down." During the session, I use the sentences I practiced. "Close your eyes. Look up. This color is beautiful on you." Helen responds kindly. She asks questions. "I have very sensitive skin. Do your products cause allergies?" I understand the question, but I don't know all the words to answer perfectly, so I use simple words. Words I know. "No, my products are good, gentle, safe for sensitive skin." It's not a perfect answer. My grammar is probably wrong, but Helen understands. She smiles and says, "Perfect. Thank you." When I finish the makeup, Helen looks in the mirror and her eyes shine. "This is beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted for my character. You're amazing." I understand the compliment. I feel warmth in my chest. And this time, I managed to answer with a bit more confidence. Thank you very much. I'm happy you like it. Helen leaves. I close the door. And for the second time today, I feel like crying. But I don't cry. I just smile. 2 English-speaking clients, 2 successful conversations. They weren't long conversations. They weren't perfect. But they happened. I spoke. I communicated. And they understood me. I clean my studio. I put away the brushes. I turn off the lights. But before leaving, I stop in front of the mirror one more time. I look at my reflection. And this time, I don't see a scared woman. I see a woman who made it happen. A woman who took the first step. Did she make mistakes? Yes, but she made mistakes by doing. I whisper to myself in English, "You did it today, Estella. You spoke. You can do this again tomorrow." The words come out easier now. My voice sounds a bit stronger. I leave the studio. I walk through Valencia's streets toward my apartment. The sun is starting to set. The streets are full of people coming back from work. I think about what happened today. I think about the mirror. I think about my words. And an idea starts to grow in my head. What if I do this every day? What if I practice with the mirror every morning before work? What if I create the habit of speaking to myself without fear, without pressure? Maybe, just maybe, I can finally break through this block. Maybe I can finally speak English for real. When I get home, I go straight to the big mirror in the living room. I stand in front of it, and I make a promise to myself. Starting tomorrow, I'll practice every day. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Just me and the mirror. Nobody else. No pressure, no judgment. Just practice. Now answer me. Do you have 10 minutes a day? Of course you do. Everyone does. Pause the video now and say out loud, "I will practice 10 minutes every day." Did you say it? Good. That's your promise. Write in the comments, "I will practice English in the mirror for 10 minutes every day." Make that promise. For yourself. Not for me. For you. It's 7 o'clock at night. I got home 15 minutes ago. I took a shower. I put on comfortable clothes. I ate a simple dinner, salad with grilled chicken. Now I'm standing in front of the big mirror in the living room. I made a promise to myself, 10 minutes of practice every day, and I'll start now, today, not tomorrow, now. But this time, I want to do something different. I don't want to just repeat the same sentences. I want to practice introducing myself in different ways. Why? Because in real life, we speak in different ways depending on the situation. With friends, we speak one way. With clients, we speak another way. In interviews, we speak yet another way. So I need to practice all these versions. I look at my reflection, and I start with the casual version, the version I'd use if I met someone new at a cafe or at a party. "Hi, my name is Estella. I'm from Valencia, Spain. I work as a makeup artist. I love my job because I work with colors and beauty every day." I repeat 3 times. Each time it sounds a bit more natural. My voice is more relaxed, less formal, more friendly. Now, the second version, the professional version, the version I'd use if I were in a work meeting or meeting an important client for the first time. "Good morning. My name is Estella Martinez. I'm a professional makeup artist based in Valencia, Spain. I have 5 years of experience working with brides, models, and actresses. I specialize in natural and elegant makeup styles." This version is harder, more words, more formal. My tongue gets tangled on specialize. I try 5 times until it comes out better. Finally, the third version, the personal version, the version about my dreams and goals, the version I'd use if someone asked me, "What do you want for your future?" My name is Estella. I'm 27 years old. I love makeup, but I also love learning. Right now, I'm learning English because I want to work with international clients. I want to grow my business. I want to travel and learn from makeup artists around the world. This version is the hardest, not because of the grammar, but because it's personal, because it's true. When I speak about my dreams out loud, they become real, and that scares me a little. But I keep practicing. I repeat each version 5 times. Casual, professional, personal, casual, professional, personal. I look at the clock. I've already practiced for 15 minutes, 5 minutes more than my goal, but I don't want to stop yet. I decide to add something new. I'll practice answering common questions. I program my GPT agent to ask questions like, "Where are you from?" I answer out loud, "I'm from Valencia, Spain. It's a beautiful city near the sea." Next question, "What do you do?" I answer, "I'm a makeup artist. I work with brides and models." One more, "Do you like your job?" "Yes, I love it. I love working with colors and making people feel beautiful." Each answer comes out a bit easier. My brain is starting to think in English, not translate from Spanish. Finally, I stop. 20 minutes of practice. My throat is tired because the effort of speaking in another language is much greater than my native tongue. I sit on the couch, I grab my phone, I open the Notes app, and I write a commitment to myself in English. Every day, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Practice in the mirror. No excuses. I save the note, I set an alarm on my phone to remind me. Before sleeping, I pass by the mirror one more time. I look at my reflection and I whisper, "Tomorrow we practice again."
Now it's your turn. Think about 3 versions of you. Casual version for friends, professional version for work, personal version about your dreams. Choose one version. Go to the mirror and practice introducing yourself that way. Just one version today. Tomorrow you can practice another. Write in the comments which version you chose. I practiced the casual version, or I practiced the professional version, or I practiced the personal version. Let's continue. 30 days have passed. A whole month. A month practicing with the mirror every day. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. No exceptions, no excuses. Just me, my reflection, and my voice. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm sitting on the couch in my apartment. I just finished my night practice. I look at the big mirror in the living room, the same mirror that scared me on the first day, the same mirror that's now my best teacher. Something changed in me. It didn't happen suddenly. It wasn't magic. It was slow, gradual, like a plant growing. You don't see it grow every day, but one day you look and it's bigger. Today, something amazing happened in my studio. A couple of American tourists walked in without warning. They needed makeup for a party tonight. The man spoke fast in English. "We have a party tonight. Can you do makeup for my wife? Something elegant. We can pay extra if you do it now." And you know what happened? I didn't freeze. My brain didn't shut down. My mouth didn't go mute. I simply answered, "Yes, of course. Please, sit down. It'll take about 1 hour. Is that okay?" They smiled. The woman sat down, and during the whole session, we talked. Not perfectly. My accent is still strong. Sometimes I search for words. Sometimes I use sentences that are too simple. But we communicated. She told me about their trip. I told her about my work. She asked about products. I explained. When I finished the makeup, she looked in the mirror and said, "You're so talented. Where did you learn English?" And I answered something that made me want to laugh and cry at the same time. I learned from a mirror. She looked confused, but she smiled politely. They paid, they gave a generous tip, and before leaving, she said, "You should work internationally. Your English is good enough." Good enough. 2 simple words. But for me, they sounded like a diploma, like a medal, like proof that I did it. After they left, I was alone in the studio, and I realized something important. The mirror didn't teach me English.
I already knew the words. I already understood the grammar. What the mirror taught me was courage. It taught me that my voice deserves to be heard, that my mistakes don't kill me, that speaking imperfectly is better than not speaking at all. The mirror was my safe space, my place without judgment, my invisible teacher. I can't see the teacher, but he's there, in my reflection, in my practice, in my persistence. Now my phone rings more international clients, more work with foreign photographers, more opportunities. And it all started with a mirror and 10 minutes a day. I get up from the couch, I walk to the mirror one last time today, I look at my reflection, and I say out loud, clear and strong, "Thank you, Estella. You didn't give up. You practiced every single day. You faced your fear, and now you can speak. Not perfectly, but you can speak, and that's enough." My voice doesn't tremble anymore. My accent still exists, but my confidence is bigger than my accent. My courage is bigger than my fear. Tomorrow, I'll wake up, I'll have coffee, and I'll practice 10 more minutes. Because now, I don't practice out of fear. I practice out of love. Love for my voice, love for my growth, love for the opportunities that are coming. The mirror isn't magic, but practice is. Consistency is. The courage to start is. And you can do this too. You don't need expensive teachers. You don't need complicated courses. You just need a mirror, 10 minutes, and the decision to try. We've reached the end of my story, but this is the beginning of yours. Now I want to know about you. I want you to make a promise in the comments, not for me, for yourself. Write, "I will practice in the mirror for 10 minutes every day for 30 days. 30 days, just 30 days. If I could do it, you can too. And if you really practice, come back here in 30 days and tell me what changed. I'll read it. I promise." Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for being here. If this video helped you, please click like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who's also afraid to speak English. Remember, your accent doesn't define you. Your mistakes don't define you. Your courage defines you. See you in the next video. Until then, keep speaking, keep trying, keep believing in yourself. Your voice matters. Use it.